Does this look like a pizza to you? No? Well, just wait. Hi, I'm Lynette Louise in Summerside, Prince Edward Island, and today we're cross-country cooking with North America's favorite vegetable, the potato.
Cross Country Cookin', brought to you by Campbell's. More delicious ideas in every tin. Good. And Sifto, baking soda, naturally. And Eaton's, good satisfactory or money refunded.
Here are the facts. Prince Edward Island is a wonderful vacation spot. It's famous for its beaches, its seafood, its cows, its crafts, and a whole lot of other stuff. But let's face it, Prince Edward Island is potatoes. And the people of Prince Edward Island know their spuds. Let me demonstrate. North Americans eat more of this vegetable than any other food product. How many pounds per year does each of us eat?
100 pounds a year.
See what I mean? Try this one. Historians tell us that some form of potato was cultivated as far back as 500 BC, but they weren't necessarily used for eating. What did the Incas use potatoes for?
For telling time.
And?
What else? Treating diseases.
That's correct. And? An early form of vodka, I guess. Let's try this one. The Incas also worshipped potato gods, offering human sacrifices to appease them. True or false?
True.
In 1867, the Fathers of Confederation, after signing the British North America Act in Charlottetown and thus creating the Dominion of Canada, sealed the document with a potato stamp. True or false?
No, dear, false.
Can't fool an islander. You know, the potato has not always enjoyed such a glowing reputation. In the 1600s, the Germans considered it a lowly food, feeding it only to livestock and prisoners. The upper class would have nothing to do with it. After all, it grew underground. Do you know what the Russians called them?
Devil's apples.
In the 1700s, the potato starts to gain a degree of respectability. In fact, in one country, the people became so dependent on the potato that a blight causes a famine. Name that country.
Ireland.
Did you know that 23% of all potatoes grown in Canada come from right here on Prince Edward Island?
That's 24%.
Sorry, 24%. You see, the people of Prince Edward Island are quite expert on the subject of potatoes. And here we are, in the heart of potato land.
Abergwait. That's the name that native Canadians gave to Prince Edward Island, and it means land cradled on the waves. And that's just what it is, a beautiful island that many who live here call paradise. But PEI is famous for more than just its beauty. PEI is the largest producer of potatoes per square hectare in North America. Growers on the island export their world-famous potato seeds to many countries around the world. As the locals say, PEI really stands for Potatoes Every Inch. Linkletter Farms, for instance, is a potato-only operation.
If I were an Inca and believed in a potato god, I would be in potato heaven right now. I love potatoes. Boiled potatoes, mashed potatoes, fried potatoes. Oh, baked potatoes drizzled in sour cream. I am in potato heaven. So I guess that makes you the guardian of the potato heaven gate, doesn't it?
Yes.
I'd like you to meet Gary Linkletter. Gary, 4 or 5 million pounds of potatoes here?
Yes, 4 or 5 million pounds right now.
The building's only about half full. Does that mean you end up with 9 or 10 million pounds of potatoes?
Yes, we usually try to get it full, and that's what she holds, 9 million pounds.
All right, well, obviously you've figured out how to store potatoes. I have a problem storing a couple of pounds of potatoes. Can you give us any tips on how to do that?
Ideally, potatoes like to be kept around 6 degrees Celsius and 100% relative humidity. Very seldom duplicate that condition in your house. So you can find a cold corner or someplace like that where you keep them down temperature fairly cool and with fairly good humidity. That's what they keep best in.
Okay, well, how long will they store?
Potatoes will store ideally a year or so. We'll certainly have potatoes, middle of June next year to ship. In your house, you can expect to keep them 3 or 4 months.
So where are all these potatoes going to go?
These will be going to retail markets, to grocery stores. Some of the larger ones ends up in restaurants or institutions.
When do you harvest the potatoes?
We start harvesting around the middle of September most years, and then we harvest through to the end of October.
So there's still some in the fields right now?
We're still going.
Can we go dig some up?
Sure.
Excellent. Do you actually like potatoes?
Oh yes, yeah. Eat them quite often and grew up with them, I guess.
Good, maybe we can go for French fries later.
Sounds great.
When we come back, we'll be out in the field with Gary Linkletter to dig up some of Prince Edward Island's famous potatoes.
Here we have some potatoes that I've gotten ready for harvest. You can tell the vines have died off, the stalk is all dry and crisp. One over here, you can tell there's still more sap in it. See what we've got underneath here. Potatoes this year are quite small because of the dry weather we experienced this summer. They're still not too bad. The russet Burbank variety, you can tell by the netting on the skin. That's one of the characteristics of a russet variety for the most part, the longer type. Nice light fluffy texture when you bake them. Also good for general purpose. Good general eating potato. You can mash them, you can boil them.
How many different varieties do you grow?
We have 3 main varieties. These russet Burbanks are our main variety. Yukon Gold will be our next, and then we have some redskin varieties.
The Yukon Gold's an interesting potato. It's newer, is it not?
Yes, Yukon Gold, actually a Canadian developed variety, released from Guelph, Ontario in 1981, I believe it was. It's a yellow flesh variety, very unusual for North America. Europe has many yellow flesh varieties. Good eating potato, excellent flavor to it. Looks nice on the plate, nice yellowish color. Nothing makes a better scallop than Yukon Gold. It's also very good for general purpose.
How many acres do you have here?
This field here is around 100 acres. There's one behind us close to 200 acres. But we have a lot of smaller fields too, 10, 20 acre fields.
So altogether?
1,460 acres we're growing this year.
That's a lot of acres of potatoes. The soil here is so red. It's beautiful. One of the things I noticed as soon as I got to Prince Edward Island is the redness is in everything. It's in the beaches, it reflects in the water, it affects the sunset and the sunrise. It just glows in the air. Does it also affect the potatoes?
Yes, the redness is caused by iron in the soil. That and other minerals and general characteristics of our soil are very, very conducive to growing high quality potatoes. The flavor and whatnot, a lot of attributes people associate with PEI potatoes are from the soil.
So then obviously the right kind of potato to buy would be a Prince Edward Island potato.
We like to think so, yes.
What kind of potato did you say was best for French fries?
Well, French fries, the russet Burbank is the standby for French fries. Any of the russet varieties are pretty good, but the Burbank is the standby.
I tell you what, let's go get ourselves some French fries and we'll test them to see if we use the right kind of potatoes.
Okay, it sounds good.
Okay, let's
Good.
go. We're going to a corner store for French fries?
Hey, this is PEI.
Who's ready for fries?
I'll have some. So Gary, am I going to taste a great big huge difference in this Prince Edward Island French fry?
Jim cooks the best.
Ketchup.
Thanks, Jim.
I love salt.
I love ketchup.
Okay, you have ketchup. I love salt.
Would you like some ketchup too?
No, I'm fine.
Golden fries are ones that are considered the premium. Those are just cooked to perfection and nice and crisp. The starch and sugar ratio on the potato affects the color and the texture of the fry a lot, so these potatoes here are considered ideal.
And do you like them all curly like this?
Yeah, they're great, aren't they?
Okay, yes they are. They're very great. What about when people eat, sometimes when I get French fries, they have the skin on them. So that leads me to the question about skin. Do you have a problem with pesticides, or is eating skin advised?
Well, potatoes are grown underground, and all the sprays we put on are just on the surface. So they're usually, there's no problem at all with eating the skins. If you want, you can rinse them off, wash them as you would anyhow to get the dirt off, but the skins themselves are quite safe to eat.
They're high in nutrition as well, are they not?
Most of the nutrient in the potato is carried in the skin, so yes, they're considered very good there.
Okay, and I want to thank you. I'm going to have to go, but thank you very much. I've learned a lot. And something I know is, did you know that the potato with the skin on is only 90 calories?
That's right, Lynn. You'd eat 20 potatoes a day and still be under your proper adult calorie quota.
Assuming you didn't eat anything else.
Exactly.
When we come back, we're going to be with Janet Reeves, and she's going to teach us how to make a treat that your kids will love. Potato pizza. Welcome back. This is Janet Reeves, and she's going to show us how to turn this into a pizza. But before you do, I have a question. I heard that you were called the Potato Queen of Canada. How did you get that title?
Well, I got that title from a disc jockey in Ottawa, and I first heard it in a taxi cab coming from the airport where this chap played a song and then talked about the Potato Queen of Canada. I was quite surprised to hear my name.
And you didn't know that was going to happen?
No idea it was going to happen, and I have no idea who the DJ was.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, Your Highness.
Janet will do fine.
Okay. How do we start?
Well, we're going to start off by doing the pastry, and then we'll finish off with a topping for our pizza.
Okay, well, it comes in two parts, so let's just make sure we have the ingredients for the pastry. So that's 1 cup of cooked sieved potatoes, 2 tablespoons of melted butter or margarine, 2 tablespoons of milk, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of baking powder, which we've already mixed together. We have everything?
Yes, we do.
Okay, great. What's the first thing we do?
So we'll start off with our potatoes.
That looks like rice.
Well, it does, because these are done in a ricer as opposed to mashed potatoes. And have you ever used one of those?
Oh my goodness, yes. My mother used to use this all the time.
Well, these are what you would use if you wanted very fine potatoes.
Yeah, you get them really cooked. You stick it in here, and then you squeeze this out while the kids all laugh because it comes out like little worms and stuff, and it looks really cute. It's lots of fun with the kids.
But it's great for cooking with potatoes. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter, melted butter,
Okay.
and 2 tablespoons of milk.
Right.
And just mix that up a little bit.
So it makes this a lot easier since you've sieved the potatoes.
That's right. It makes a very smooth mixture.
Now, when you're baking, do you usually do that with the potatoes, or is it just for this particular recipe?
Anytime I'm baking with potatoes, I like to use the ricer.
Mm-hmm.
And when you use riced potatoes in any baked goods, it will help them keep longer.
Oh, okay.
So then I'm going to add not quite the full cup of flour, because with any pastry, you don't know how much flour you're going to need. And along with that, there was a half teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon of baking powder.
Okay.
The amount of flour depends on the wetness of your potato.
And that varies a great deal? Or?
It does vary in the different brands of potato, yes, the different types of potato.
Now, what type of potato would have more moisture as opposed to one that was a drier potato?
The round white potatoes usually have more moisture.
Mm-hmm.
And the elongated potatoes, like the Idaho potato or the russet Burbank, the ones you would use for baking, they're much drier.
Oh, really? Now, why would you prefer a dry potato to bake with?
Well, for one reason, that you can be more exact in your ingredients. If you're writing out a recipe, you could be a lot more exact if you have a dry potato.
Okay. Do you know any interesting historical facts? Because I know you know a lot about potatoes. Do you know any interesting stories about potatoes?
Well, yes, one that seems to be a very popular story is about John Dillinger. He took a long potato, an Idaho potato. He carved it in a gun out of it first, and then he dipped that in iodine. There was poor lighting in the prison, and people thought it was a real gun. Now,
That's hilarious. Did he get away?
he got away, but he was later captured.
Well, he should have used a PEI potato then. Maybe they wouldn't have got him.
I'm going to add just a little more flour here. And when you get to this point, you really have to work it in with your hands. This is something that children love to make because they love to get their hands into the pastry. As you can see, it makes a very soft, pliable pizza dough. And one of the things I like about this pizza dough, it's so quick to make, and you don't have to bother with the yeast and the raising and the difficulty in trying to roll it out. And you can tell that it's the right texture. This is for bread or yeast dough or biscuits or any of those things. If you just feel the dough like this and feel the lobe of your ear, and they should match. Sounds funny, but it works. So we'll just sprinkle a little bit of flour on our board here. And again over the top of the dough. And I have a rolling pin right here. And the one thing I like about this type of a pizza dough is it rolls very easily. And you noticed how quick it is to make. You don't have to bother with the yeast.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful.
And your child can make this pizza, from about the age of 10 or 12. The children can do it themselves. And one thing about a potato pastry, you can even make pie crust with potato pastry. You can work it and it's not going to get tough. You don't have to worry about how much you work it, and you don't have to worry about the temperature and things like that. It's a great way to cook. So you roll this out just about as thin as you can get it. And you can make mini pizzas, or you can start with a big pizza, an ordinary pizza. But today we're going to make the minis, and we'll cut it. And I don't have a big enough cookie cutter, so I just use a little pan like this, or you can use a saucer or a bowl and just cut it with a knife in little circles.
I have a question. When I was talking to Gary earlier, he said that a green potato is green because it's gotten light on it, and I didn't understand that. I thought it meant it wasn't ripe.
Well, Gary's right. It is green because of light on it. And what that is sunlight or artificial lighting. If you find green potatoes in a store, it's usually because they've been put in a plastic bag and they've been out on display. And the light will put almost like a sunburn on the potato.
Oh, really?
And there's a solar cane in that green, which is mildly toxic. It isn't poisonous in that it's going to do you a lot of harm, but if you do have potatoes with green on them, it's a good idea to cut the green off.
Ah, yes.
The potato is perfectly safe to eat, but always be sure that you remove the green parts.
So if you ate a whole lot of green potatoes, you would what, get an upset stomach?
You would get an upset stomach if you ate a lot.
Oh.
So I've cut out these little squares, and this dough, as you see, is still very pliable. You can roll it out to cut out more.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we're going to do with these is to put them on a griddle.
Let me take the extra.
And just brush a little oil on it, not a lot. Quite a hot pan, about 350 to 375. Mm-hmm. This pan will just hold for.
So you want it good and hot before you put the...
Yes, have it preheated.
Okay. Now how long are you going to have to cook these for?
Oh, not very long, probably a minute and a half on either side.
Okay, well we're getting close to the point where we're going to want to do the topping, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to pull out our ingredients for topping. There we go. So I have 1 medium onion, finely chopped, half a cup of sliced mushrooms, 1 large tomato, thinly sliced, 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, and 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine. Let me just get that. I've got everything. Okay.
And these are just ready. Would you like to get me the broiler out of the toaster oven?
Sure. Do you prefer to use the toaster oven?
Yes, I do, because this is a very quick lunch for students coming home from at noon, or if you want a quick meal, you can prepare all the ingredients ahead of time, and all you have to do is pop them in the toaster oven for 5 minutes.
Well, that's excellent. And it's an energy saver as well. Much
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll just do 2 of these. So what you do first is you would sprinkle with the cheese.
You should put the cheese on first.
You put the cheese on first, some of the cheese on first. Would you like to dress one too?
Yes, I would. I would
Okay,
like
there's
to dress
another spoon
one.
there.
One for me and one for you. Can I put extra cheese?
You can put extra, yeah. You can use different varieties of cheeses.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
What else? What other cheeses
And then
would
just
work?
whatever you would like in the amount of tomatoes.
Okay. What other cheese would work?
A mozzarella works very well, and then you can sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan over the top after that.
Okay.
Just whatever you like. It's like any other pizza, you can put whatever toppings you like.
Now this is the mushroom and onion that you've already sauteed.
Already sauteed, yes. And again, you just put the amount that you feel comfortable with. This is one thing that children love about these pizzas because they can deck them out to suit themselves, just whatever toppings they would like.
Okay, and when you sauteed this, you didn't do anything different. You just
Just a little bit of butter, and that was it.
Okay. Okay, that's plenty for me.
Okay?
All right.
And then we'll just sprinkle a little more cheese on the
good.
top again.
Can I pass that into there?
Okay. And then we can just pop these in the toaster oven for 5 minutes.
Great. But actually, I'm not going to turn it on for 5 minutes because we already made some, right? And here we are, the finished product. Ta-da! And before I take a bite of this, I want to thank you very much to the Potato Queen from Lynette Louise. We've been cross country cooking in Prince Edward Island. Let's eat. Do you know what that tastes like? It tastes like a mixture between a potato pancake and pizza crust. It's delicious.
Well, it's about the quickest pizza crust you'll ever make.
Yeah, it sure is.
Cross Country Cookin', brought to you by Campbell's. More delicious ideas in every tin. Good. And Sifto, baking soda, naturally. And Eaton's, good satisfactory or money refunded.